What's up, YouTube? It's been a really long time since I made a video. Last time you guys saw me, I was debating about transmissions, and we had the engine on the engine stand pretty much complete. So there's a lot of new stuff to go over. A lot of things have happened since my last video, so I just want to get you guys up to date on that. So one of the first things is that the engine is in the car. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably stayed more up to date, but I am going to post some videos a little later on, just sharing like the dyno vid and the results from the dyno. But before I get into all that, I just want to show you guys the engine in the car. As you can tell, single cam is in the engine bay. Everything's hooked up, running. Car's been dynoed. Interior shot here. It's pretty dirty, but for the most part it's cleaned up. I vacuumed it out and stuff just to take it to the dyno. But anyway, she's bad. There's a lot that's happened since then, so it's kind of hard for me to remember everything that's been done to the car since we last spoke. But basically, I'll give you guys a rundown of what's going on if you're just joining me. So this is a single cam KA24E. I'm running Eagle H-beam rods with King race bearings. I have Wiseco 10.6 to 1 pistons in it. That basically just brings the compression ratio up to 9 to 1, just because the head chambers are a little bit different than the dual cam on the single cam head. Also, as far as cylinder head goes, I'm running SI stainless valves. They're oversized and they're under the stem is undercut, so you get more flow out of those, and also helps with the heat. Have an O&J Performance Stage 2 mechanical lifter cam with solid lifter conversion. Also, injector wise, I did switch to a new set of injectors. I'm now running high impedance injectors. Got rid of the old low impedance precision injectors, and I'm now running Bosch 1500 Bosch Motorsport, 1500 cc injectors. Yeah, I mean, that's for the most part that's it. Running a BorgWarner S362 SXE turbo. It's got the billet wheel, the different turbine. It's got a 360 thrust bearing, Gatto intake intake manifold and turbo manifold. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but yeah, guys, needless to say, it made a lot of power. You'll get to see the results here in just a second. Also, huge update on the transmission. So I need to share that with you guys. Got in contact with a guy here locally by the name of Mike. He also has a 240SX dual overhead cam, making well over 900 horsepower. It's a beast, man. It's an awesome car. But basically, he's just going through a lot of different changes and figuring out what he's going to be doing with his setup. And he hooked me up. You guys won't believe this, but I actually now have a PPG Z32 dog box gear set in this transmission case. I know there was a lot of debate if I was going to go 98 model Z32 trans, but man, it worked out where I was able to get something that's pretty much bulletproof for my setup. So it is a 1st through 4th dog gear set, and guys, it is nasty. Being able to just shift gears without a clutch, I love it. It's incredible, feels great, and it's, you know, it's made to hold over 1,000 horsepower. So I'm nowhere near that range, but if it's, you know, if I decide to, I can always go that route. I have the ability to hold that as far as the drivetrain goes. So no more woes there. Couple of things I'm looking to do in the future is, as far as the differential goes, I am going to be switching over to the Z33 hub. It's like the hub conversion. So basically, they take a R200 diff and then they put Z33 flanges on it, weld it, like robotic weld it, so that you get balance and everything. And you can put Z33 axles in the back of the car. So I am going to be going that route just to put some beefier axles back here. But really, other than that, the drivetrain should hold up. I also just got a set of drag wheels that you guys will see. I'll post those. You can take a look at those. They're really awesome. They're a set of Jegs SSR wheels. They are 15 by 8 in the back with a 5.5 inch back space, and then 17 by 4.5 front runners with 1.75 back space. They do clear Z32 front brakes, which is great. And they're lighter than what I have. They're not the lightest wheel in the world, but they are lighter than what I have right now. Speaking of which, if you'd like to purchase my wheels and tires, hit me up, message me. I'm selling them for $600, wheels and tires, because I am going to 5-lug conversion. They are 4-lug, but they have Nitto 555R drag radials in the back and Nitto 555 tires in the front. They've only got about 3,000 miles on them total. New tires pretty much, guys. They're in really great condition. So if you're interested in that deal, hit me up and you're in North Carolina, let me know. So moving on to the interior, I just figured I'd jump in here and show you guys a few things, what we've got going on. One of the things I did want to share with you guys that I updated has made a really big difference. When I got this dog box, I had some issues, and as many of you know, I had the excessive transmission kit before, adapter plate kit, and it caused me nothing but trouble. I'll post some pictures in this as I talk, but basically we had to modify the plate so that it would take a factory starter again, cut the plate down to basically fit the like the MazWorks bell housing, machine work. Mike, the guy I mentioned earlier, he was kind enough to take the bell housing to MazWorks in Florida and get it machined for me on his way back home, and dropped it off for me, so I was able to hook that up. So no flywheel spacer anymore and factory starter, which is incredible. Also, many of you know that the Z32, it displaces the shifter, and so you use a short shifter relocation kit that basically puts it back in the factory spot like you see here. That also had an issue, so like whenever I would go from, let's say, 3rd to 4th and go back, it would bend the plate down, so as you shift really hard. So that was kind of a pain in the butt. So what we did is welded gussets, just support sections and that, so that it wouldn't bend. Give that a good paint job. And then also the center link. I'm actually going to show you guys that really quick. But the center link that the excessive unit comes with is basically made out of this cheap stamped steel deal. So basically it's like 2 pieces welded together. It's really thin stuff, as you can see. And this was causing me issues, especially with the dog box. It was causing binding. wouldn't come in and out of gear, wouldn't go in and out of gear really nicely. So I had problems out of it the last time. So I actually got in touch with a guy called LOJ Conversions. Many of you might know them. They do LS swaps in Z cars, G35s. And basically he makes a stainless center link, and it's billet stainless, and then machines it out. So much stronger, doesn't bind, doesn't bend. It's really measured out correctly like it should be. So that took care of my binding issues, but there was one last thing that was kind of a pain in the butt, and that was regarding the neutral return springs. So basically, if you go and grab your shifter in your 240 and you push to the right or to the left, there are springs that push this shifter back into neutral. And the factory springs are really small, and over, you know, however 100,000 miles or however long the transmission's been in use, they get really weak. And so when you go, let's say, from second to third, it doesn't want to pop back in neutral. And you guys can see that right there. Like, it wants to go back in neutral before I go into third gear. Well, that's not that big of a deal on a synchro transmission, but let's just say this: the first couple of times that I went out, I did 1-2-1 the transmission. As you all know, that makes the revs go extremely high and take the chance of blowing up your engine. It took me twice of doing it, and thankfully pressing in the good old clutch pedal in time before I saw the revs go up too high. But basically what I did is I actually got in contact with Paul Taroni, PJ's Quick Bits. I don't know if you guys know who that is in Australia. He's got one of the fastest S13 SR20s street cars around, man. It runs like 8 seconds. It's insane. And basically he told me about GK Tech's neutral return springs. So basically I took those out and got these springs. They're giant springs, put those in the side of the transmission, and yeah, so now, I mean, as you guys can tell, like, you really have to push this thing over to the side, to the left or the right, to get it to move left or right. And basically that's just so that, again, it goes into neutral. When you come out of gear, it wants to come out of neutral, or go into neutral as you shift, so you don't misshift into gears. So that made a huge difference. So all in all, now the transmission is just solid. You know, the springs help, that linkage helps a lot. So that's one of the things that's really big. I'm gonna set my phone up here for just a second on my steering column. But yeah, so a couple other things to clue you guys in on. As far as my drag wheels, I am again going to a 5-low conversion. As far as tires, I'm going to be running Mickey Thompson's. At least this is the plan, to run Mickey Thompson's, probably ET Street R's, but the bias ply. If not that, there's a possibility that I may just run a slick and then get another set of rear wheels and put street drag radials or something on it for the street. But haven't made up my mind there yet, but I am going to do a 26 by 10 inch wide tire. And then in the front, I'm gonna run a 26 by 17 or 26 by 6 17. Sorry for that glare, y'all. 26 by 6 by 17 inch front tire for a front runner. I'm looking to really put this thing on the strip. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to this season, but I definitely will by next season. And we're gonna see what it's gonna do. We're gonna see what it's capable. Excuse me, what it's capable of. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, or what you think it'll run now that you know the power it's made. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I'm thinking probably like 10 seconds, you know, possibly high 9s if I can really get it to hook up. This car, if you're curious on weight, it does weigh 2,660 pounds. So that's with me in the car and a full tank of gas. So it, you know, it's not a super heavy car. Really, it's just going to come down to suspension setup and alignment and those kinds of things. But yeah, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it's going to do. It's been a long time coming. You know, I've had so many issues over the years with this setup, but finally, I'm pretty certain, 99.9% sure that this engine is really solid at this point. There were no head lift issues on the dyno. It doesn't push coolant anymore. I have driven it around town and stuff, and it gave me nothing but trouble years ago, keeping coolant in it. But yeah, so it's really solid now. It drives good, drives better than it ever has. Shout out to MRD in Portsmouth, Virginia, Millennium Racing Development. Derek Greaser was my tuner. He took care of me. Those guys did an incredible job. Had me on and off the dyno in one day, and that's a testament to them. But according to Derek, that's a testament to this build too, and that it's really been done right. You know, a lot of you guys probably know cars don't go on and off the dyno in one day. Usually, sometimes it takes multiple trips or sessions. So yeah, you know, it's an incredible car. It made 641 wheel horsepower and 520 foot-pounds of torque on race gas. That's Q16 on 29 pounds of boost. So you know, it's really good power. One thing I do want to say about the power is that day, and I know some guys will rag me about this. It is what it is. I don't really care. I'm not trying to be a dyno queen, but I do want to state some facts about it. That day was actually extremely hot. So you guys all know that it's really hard to make power in the heat. It actually, the shop temp was well over 90 degrees. It was 92 degrees that day, and over 80% humidity. So trying to make power in that kind of heat and humidity is really difficult. After talking to Derek about it, you know, there's a really good chance that there's a lot of power still left on the table. When it cools off here in North Carolina before long, hopefully I can get back to a dyno and maybe see the 700 horsepower mark. You know, 25, 30 degree difference in temperature and less humidity can make a huge difference on the dyno and on the engine. You know, there's just more oxygen in the air. So, you know, looking forward to that. We'll see. But essentially, you know, this car made over 600 wheel horsepower, and that was the goal. If you guys even that follow me on KET.org, the title of my thread, I believe, was 600 plus or bust. So we definitely beat that goal. On pump gas, it made 500 wheel horsepower. And that was on 20 pounds of boost, and it made 420 foot-pounds of torque, which is funny because it made this like 100 difference in torque, just different boost levels. It's just kind of funny to me, but 420 and 520. So, you know, good torque numbers too. But guys, the car runs so much better. The idle is incredible. I can just start the car up and it'll idle by itself. I don't have to keep my foot in it and regulate it with as big of a cam as it has in it. Derek did an incredible job, man. He put his headphones on. He listened every pound of boost he would go up. He was listening for knock on the pump gas and on race gas too, but just really dialing the car in, making it safe, making it reliable, but making power, you know, and really taking the time to make sure it was right. They did boost leak tests. They really took care of it. And I've been to tuning shops before. I'm not going to name names, but basically where they didn't take that long on my car to do anything. So it's you know, it's done correctly now, and it shows in the way it drives and the way it feels. It just, I can't say enough about it. So you guys will get some little sneak peeks of some pulls here before long. It's August, or actually September now in North Carolina, so it's pretty hot today. You know, 90 degree weather pretty consistently right now. So yeah, but guys, drop me or hit the like button, drop me a comment, and tell me what you guys think. I'm sorry it's taking so long. There's just been a lot going on in these last couple years. I got married too. Yeah, so that happened. That's huge. And just busy with work, life. but finally getting the car dialed in. So this is really a dream come true, and I think this car is finally becoming everything I wanted it to be. So yeah, look forward to hearing what you guys have to say, and hopefully have some new videos here for you in the future. Until then, guys, we'll talk to you later. Peace.